Today on CCX News, responding to tragedy, how a pair of Plymouth residents aim to save lives. Reports suggest high-profile incidents of violence have become more common inside America's schools. But a pair of Plymouth residents have come up with a product that they believe can help schools respond
to the deadly 2022 massacre at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas.
2 years ago, 19 students and 2 teachers were fatally shot at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas, while many others were severely wounded. 1,300 miles away in Plymouth.
When we got the news about Uvalde, we said we're not working fast enough.
Dr. Savannah Wagner felt the call to help.
We thought maybe a small way that we can contribute to the safety and the preparedness of our community and of our schools.
Schools have basic first aid kits, but they haven't traditionally had the equipment to help if someone was bleeding profusely.
So we want to make sure that the instructions that we use are approachable for folks.
It's why Dr. Wagner partnered with longtime friend Meg Soltz, who's a paramedic and police officer.
So what we've done is put in a single pole so that the bag opens up nice and easy.
To establish Rescue in Color.
We call it Rescue in Color because our kit and our instructions are color-coded with the inside of the bag,
which specializes in bleeding control kits.
We see here the picture that indicates, okay, I've got a limb injury, I need the orange stuff. If there's an injury to what we refer to as a junction, or where the limbs meet the body, now I'm gonna have to wound pack, and all that's in the green section. Or if there's penetrating trauma to the chest or the back, you've got a puncture wound to the chest, now we're gonna move on to a chest seal.
Essentially, the kits are designed so that people who aren't trained first responders, like classroom teachers, can stop the bleeding as they wait for the professionals to arrive.
This equipment can, will, and does save lives every day.
It's why they're on a mission to put the Rescue in Color kits in as many schools as possible.
So all of our Rescue in Color kits are in or near the AED cabinet.
Every school in the Wayzata School District has at least one.
The kits are easy to use.
At the high school, they have 11.
You can look at the type of wound that you have presented to you and figure out what is the best treatment plan.
But the real hope is to one day have them in every classroom.
Because those first few minutes in an accident are really, really critical.
The Rescue in Color kits cost about $100 a piece. Meanwhile, the Brooklyn Park Police Department is developing a new strategy to reduce youth violence. Chief Mark Bruley announced this week that he's planning to pilot a violence intervention unit within the police department. The unit would provide street outreach, support, and resources for at-risk youth. Bruley says that as part of the police department, the new unit would have better intel than traditional street outreach teams. But he also acknowledged police will need to build new relationships and trust within the community.
There is a group of people that believe that only the work of intervention can be done by community members and cannot be connected to the police because the police inherently suggest there's mistrust or trust that there's bad intent. That is certainly something I believe we can overcome.
The city requested a nearly $3 million grant to start the new unit, but only received about $325,000. Bruley expects to request additional funds from grants and the city council. The Plymouth City Council will soon review plans to redevelop the 75-acre Prudential campus site. Renderings of the project include the first tenant to announce a move-in at Woodbury-based Summit Orthopedics. Other renderings show a brand new 13-acre city park and new restaurants with a walkable plaza. The redevelopment would also include 4 apartment buildings, 2 med tech or business buildings, and a possible new grocery store. The city has previously pointed to Edina's Centennial Lakes as inspiration for the new development. The Plymouth City Council is expected to take up the matter at its March 12th meeting. Some first graders of Osseo area schools are learning the power of compassion toward pets. Emily Haugen shares how the Animal Humane Society and a local business owner are teaming up to make that possible.
So I have a question for you. How do humans communicate with each other?
Talking.
Talking, that's a big one.
We learn from an early age. Communication is key.
What part of animals' bodies do they use to tell us how they're feeling?
At Weaver Lake Elementary, first graders are learning how to communicate
Tails might tell us how an animal's feeling.
with their pets.
Look at that tongue though, that is one relaxed long tongue.
We're just talking about something really important, which is learning to understand what our animals and pets are communicating to us.
So I have Ming, this is the mom.
The Animal Humane Society brought a few of its furry friends and shared a presentation on animal body language.
Are these doggies feeling comfortable or uncomfortable?
Humane Education Manager Rachel DeShiel says AHS runs these classes in-house and on-site
He's just eating hay. He eats hay all day long.
for all
I
ages.
think it kind of builds that foundation for just animal advocates, animal lovers, and people share what they know with their friends.
What is that cat feeling? Yeah, you guys are getting to be pros at this. I'm very proud of you.
Weaver Lake's participation is thanks to parent Reggie Carter.
Learning compassion for animals, I think, translates to having compassion for people and other things throughout your life.
He runs Must Be Ruff Foundation, which is working to teach kids a love for pets.
How is this dog feeling?
There's something to be said about that love.
People's animals and pets are members of their family, and I can just see the effects on how people turn out when they have that component. It was something that I wish I would have had, and so I decided to do something about it.
Comfortable, right? Because he's engaging and playing with us.
And now, thanks to Carter, Weaver Lake is the first school to benefit.
You want to pet from his head to his tail.
And the kids are learning quickly.
Thank you for petting him. He likes that a lot.
Carter wants to bring the classes to more kids in the area, and we details how you can help at ccxmedia.org.
Maple Grove boys hockey had another successful season that included a 21-7 record. In this week's CCX Sports Spotlight, Chaz Moots profiles the two senior captains for the Crimson that have been playing hockey together since they could first skate.
Connor Stelljes and Lucas Busch have history.
Me and Stelly were best friends all the way since kindergarten. We've been best friends in elementary school. We're pretty much day one.
Before bumping into each other, the Maple Grove senior captains both had similar introductions to the sport of hockey.
You know, it all started on my backyard rink when I was like 2 years old. My dad would build it in the backyard and I'd just go out there and rip around on the skates. I always looked up to my dad. He played through high school and played a little bit of college hockey too. So, you know, he got me going on the backyard rink at 2 years old, so I just stuck with it the whole time. When I was at a really young age, maybe 3 or 4, me and my dad would come out to this rink actually before school and just lace up the skates and he'd teach me how to skate.
Lucas and Connor's parallels in hockey did differ in one key aspect. Connor became a tough defenseman with great vision on the ice. Lucas, a quick, crisp forward with a rocket of a shot.
It's awesome to have a teammate like him. You know, he'll go into any corner, battle for the puck, give it his all every game.
He's got an NHL type shot. You know, I know he goes out in his barn and he works on shots every day, and you can see that obviously that has been a big part of why he's as good a player as he is.
Busch comes in, he scores!
Stelly brings so much. He's great defensively. Probably one of our best guys on the back end. When you see a guy coming down on him, you're very confident if it's a one-on-one that Stelly will stop him.
He's really good in front of the net. He knows how to box out really well. He's quick to get the puck out, makes really good decisions, good first pass out of his own, and he's a special hockey player.
Throughout their time playing at Maple Grove, both Lucas and Connor had the same answer when it came to what they developed the most as a Crimson.
I would definitely say my confidence level. I'd probably just say my confidence, you know, learning from the older guys like Parker Wente and Luke Margano. They've taught me a lot on the blue line. As a sophomore, you know, I didn't play as much as I do now, obviously. And just kind of taught me to be calm and I can just make plays. And it was just to the point where all the guys like hyped me up, telling me what to do, all that kind of stuff. And my confidence just rose as I grew closer with the team.
Next up for the MG senior captain duo, Lucas will continue his hockey career at D1 UMass Lowell. Connor will head to southeastern Minnesota and play for the Austin Bruins out of the NAHL.
So I actually went to a couple camps over the summer and then they invited me to training camp and they really liked me. So I have a tender to go down and play with them after the season. We were talking a little bit earlier this season, and then I went on a visit, met all the coaching staff, all the boys on the team, saw the facilities. It was an awesome place, and I just really liked it. So I told them, yeah, let's make it happen.
At the next level, both Lucas and Connor will not only bring their talents to their respected teams, but they'll also bring their leadership skills, which maybe were most evident in the Crimson locker room of their opening playoff game when Maple Grove was tied with Blaine heading into the third period.
You know, those two guys said, okay, guys, it's time to buckle down. We need to get back to our game, play the game the right way, and everyone needs to step up.
Maple Grove came up one game short of a third straight trip to the state tournament, falling to Centennial in the Section 6 AA final, but that doesn't take away from the experience that both Lucas and Connor had while playing for the Crimson.
Just the time spending with the fellas, like all the times with the younger kids teaching them how to do things, or when I was a younger kid, getting taught how to do things. Just the guys, the bond that we've created, and the coaching staff for believing in me these 3 years, it's just been amazing.
Busch led Maple Grove in scoring this past season, posting 23 goals and 24 assists for a total of 47 points. Stelljes was a key piece in the Crimson decor that allowed less than 2 goals per game. He also scored 4 goals and added 14 assists. For the CCX Sports Spotlight, I'm John Jacobson.